Former Justice Department prosecutor, and you hear, Joe, the president saying that he didn't ask him to do that, but he's happy he did it. And also, he made it very clear ahead of time where he stood on this. He was tweeting about this. He's been talking about it. He wanted this done. Is that problematic at all with his assertion that he didn't ask this to be done?
This is the struggle with the way our system works, right? Because on the one hand, the president appoints the attorney general and the leadership of the Justice Department and all the U.S. attorneys, and the president can set general Justice Department policy and priorities. However, on the other hand, we don't want a president reaching into the Justice Department and telling them what to do, who to investigate, what to investigate, who not to investigate, because that mixes politics and law enforcement, right? So the president is stepping right into this struggle because by broadcasting his wishes so publicly in tweets and public statements, it's hard to then separate the politics from the law enforcement. Absent
the president's very clearly stated desires, do you think that Bill Barr would be, in addition to this IG investigation that we're seeing, working with the heads of the CIA, the FBI, and the DNI to investigate the origins of the Mueller investigation? I ask that because the origins are, it's essentially, it's a conspiracy theory that they are not, it's not actually, it wasn't a real starting point.
I really hope the answer is yes. And Bill Barr knows this standard because at his confirmation hearing a few months ago, he discussed this arm's length relationship that should exist between the White House and the Justice Department. So he understands the danger here. So I very much hope that if when he is asked someday, why did you make this decision to look into this? Hopefully the answer is it had nothing to do with politics. It's not because the president or a surrogate or through a tweet made it clear to me he wanted this investigated. I had my own good reasons, and here's what they are.
The president, his son at this point, he's locked in a bit of a battle because you have the Republican chairman of the Senate Intelligence Committee who wanted him to testify and has now subpoenaed him. And sources are saying that Trump Jr. didn't want to talk about that June 2016 Trump Tower meeting that he had with the Russian government-aligned lawyer. He didn't want to talk about the Trump Tower Moscow project, and then everything fell apart. Let's listen to what the president said about the subpoena that was issued for Donald Trump Jr.
It's really a tough situation because my son spent, I guess, over 20 hours testifying about something that Mueller said was 100% okay. And now they want him to testify again. I don't know why. I have no idea why, but it seems very unfair to me.
I don't recall quote 100% okay being in the Mueller report. I will say that. But what do you make of this and the president weighing in?
Well, look, this is one of those areas where it's not the president weighing in now on Justice Department policy, right? This is another branch of government. So he's free to sort of give his opinion about whether he likes or doesn't like this. At the end of the day, though, someone who is not free is Don Jr. He is not free to ignore a congressional subpoena. And honestly, too, I see this as a bright spot in an otherwise pretty dark situation that we're in, that we actually do have a somewhat functioning bipartisan Senate working together to hopefully try to get to the truth. And I almost think it's a good thing that the president is angry about this because it shows Congress has at least some ability to stand up to him.
You think we'll see Donald Trump Jr. testify before the Senate Intel Committee?
This is going to be a tough one for the president or Don Jr. to avoid. So yes, I think the answer is yes.
All right, Joe Moreno, thank you so much.